I don't know if you noticed, but my clap pattern was different just then. Hey guys, it's me, Show360, and this is Boys Love Talk. So if you're not here for Boys Love, if you're here only for K-pop, I'm so sorry. This is Boys Love Talk. But this is special Boys Love Talk because I have been obsessed with Boys Love recently. I've talked about it on this channel. I've talked about it on my other channel, Show360 Chats. But yeah, I have become completely obsessed. And I've been very fortunate in that a lot of my K-pop buddies also watch Boys Love. So I have people that I can share this obsession with. But I realize that this particular platform is not the best place to put those conversations because a lot of you aren't here for that. A lot of you would prefer to just keep this strictly K-pop. I get it, got it, good. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop talking about it. And that is the reason why I am so excited to have this announcement. So you guys might be familiar with my friend Mason. He has a channel at MBK Pop 1997. Well, we're going to be doing a Boys Love show. So if you've never been to Mason's channel, I recommend you subscribe because we're going to be filming our first episode on Sunday. And we're going to be talking about Boys Love. And we're just going to do like series talk. So we're going to go through series, movie, what we like, what we don't like. It's going to be a lot more unfiltered than what people are kind of used to when it comes to the Boys Love community. There's a lot of people who do unpopular opinion videos. There's a lot of people who do crack videos. And there's a lot of reactioners. But there's not a lot of people who like give their real honest thoughts that are sometimes not great about these shows when they do show reviews. And that's what we're going to do, starting with the biggest train wreck in all of Boys Love, End of Love, Tosara. So if you've never watched Tosara, you can go to Studio Wabi Sabi's channel and check it out. It's only 4 episodes, so it's really quick. But that's going to be the first show we're discussing, and it will help you to watch the show in order for you to understand the conversation we're going to have because, yeah, we have thoughts, we have opinions, we have a discussion ready for you. But before we start filming that, I would love for you guys to leave me some feedback in the comments to this video about other things that you would like us to discuss about Boys Love. If you want us to look at variety stuff, if you want us to talk about Instagrams, I'm thinking we might do like the Instagram Boys Love of the day type of thing. So like at the end of every episode, like, you know, want to get to know the actors, check out this Instagram for this actor from this show. So, I mean, we have ideas, but I just wanted to make it to where it's interactive for you. And then to give you kind of a sampling of the kind of things that we'll be discussing, I'm going to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart because as a K-pop fan, I know what this life is like. And I also feel like as a K-pop fan, I'm kind of being blamed for some bullshit that's really not my own. So let's discuss. So the most popular, probably hottest topic Boys Love going on right now is a show called Together. I just ate seaweed and I think I have seaweed in my teeth. Sorry. It's a show called Together, and it's spelled the number 2 and then Gether. Anyway, that show is hella popular right now in the Boys Love community. Everybody's watching it. Everybody loves the main couple. It's well shot. It's got great pacing. Like it's worth the attention it's getting. But recent controversy is one of the lead actors, he goes by the name of Bright. He's really super attractive. He is talented. He both sings and acts. He plays the guitar. Like, he's got it all. And when I say he's got it all, I mean he also has a romantic partner, a girlfriend. And, you know, just like in K-pop, people ship their idols, and it tends to be that people like to ship them in relation to like their group members or other people that, you know, make it seem like, well, it's okay if he doesn't have a real life girlfriend because only other idols would be good enough, something like that. Well, Bright and his on-screen partner, Win Meta-Win, a lot of people ship them and ship them hardcore to the point that now fans are harassing Bright's girlfriend. Now, his girlfriend has said some pretty stupid shit about the coronavirus. Like, she's basically kind of insinuated that Chinese people are dirty and that they have caused all of this pain for the rest of the world. And I'm not going to talk about people's beliefs about the coronavirus because I'm not trying to get into that conversation right now. But A lot of people have used this, and I say use because that's exactly what I mean. A lot of people have used this conversation to harass her, to the point that, like, I think that she's had to shut down different parts of her social media because it's just gotten insane. But it's used because people wanted to attack her before they knew about her comments regarding the coronavirus. But now that that is out there, that's your key, that's your in, that's your way of being like, fuck that bitch. When before it was fuck that bitch because I want my pairing to be real, now it's fuck that bitch because look how biased she is. And the reason why I feel personally attacked is because there are people who have been in the boys love community for a really long time, like have been watching since like 15. And so, you know, they have a little bit more skin in the game, kind of like people in K-pop who have been in the game since Toojin was super big, where we have a little bit more skin in the game. And from a K-pop perspective, I know a lot of us have said ever since certain groups got really big, all of a sudden there's a bunch of like bad apples, bad elements who have come into the fandom, and they're making it not as fun as it used to be. Well, a lot of boys love fans are saying because of the huge popularity of Together, that there are a lot of bad elements that have come into boys love, and that those are the people that are instigating the hate campaign against Bright's girlfriend. But that is almost to say that this shit has never happened before. And as someone who came into boys love at least a few months before Together, the series came out, I researched a lot about boys love in order to get me ready to totally give my heart to this genre. And in researching a lot about boys love, this is not the first time that someone who participated in a boys love show has had his relationship broken up, has been pushed off the internet. Like, this has happened before. One of the biggest cases in point would be Ohm and Tui from the series Make It Right. So Ohm is an actor that I love. Me and Mason have talked about how we just want to see him in every series they're willing to give him. But Om Pawat, he is a younger guy, and he just turned 21 recently, I believe. I think he just turned 21 like days ago. He was a part of a pairing in a show called Make It Right with another actor named Tui, and their couple was Book Frame. That was their characters' names. So Om was Frame and Tui was Book. And they had a lot of chemistry on this show. Like, there were some scenarios that as an older woman watching younger boys be in these physical scenarios, I was kind of like, ugh. But whenever they weren't skin shipping, like their actual characters, their conversations, the way they interacted on camera, a lot of chemistry there, to the point that they rivaled the main couple for like which couple do you stand. Like, a lot of people actually liked them more than the main couple. Like, they were the focus. And because of that, a lot of fans built a lot of false ownership of that couple. And Tui had a girlfriend. He had a girlfriend the whole time. But when fans found out that Tui had a girlfriend, they immediately started hating her. Like, they were just sending her really negative commentary. They were ruining her social media, to the point that Tui felt the need to respond in social media to these fans of his ship. And he blamed a lot of the problems on Ohm. And now Tui is no longer a boys love actor. He doesn't contribute to that at all. Make It Right is probably never going to come back with anything because they were such a big part of that franchise. And he and Ohm are no longer publicly associated with one another. Like, they don't follow each other on the internet. They don't talk to each other. Like, they're just... Now, Ohm, for his part, he really didn't say anything. And part of it is because you kind of are in a catch-22 when you're a boys love actor. On the one hand, you could try to answer every accusation that's brought to you. But after a while, there's just so much of it that you wouldn't do anything else but that. And then also, by answering it, you give validation and attention to the people who pose these questions, and it gives them encouragement to keep doing it. So sometimes you get quiet because you just want to be like, well, maybe this will blow over. And so that, I think that's what Ohm was trying to do. And so he never really did comment about it publicly. But yeah, it's just been really hard for me to see the K-pop, because they're saying it's K-pop fans that have gotten into Boys Love. It's really hard for me to see K-pop fans being blamed for all of the negative attention going to Bright's girlfriend, when I know that this same thing happened with Ohm and Tui, and that it was people who were already in the Boys Love standum well before the popularity of Love by Chance, and well before the popularity of Farm Type, and well before the popularity of Together. So, I mean, let's call a spade, but also as fans of media, let's do better. Like, let's just stop doing bullshit like this. Like, let's let people live their lives. Because if it was any one of these other jealous hoes out here who are mad at Bright's girlfriend, who were then asked out by Bright, I don't think that they would be like, no, I could never go out with you because you belong with Win Meta Win. No, you'd be like, bitch, yes. What time? Where? What do you want me to wear? Draws or no draws? Like, you'd be ready to go. But people don't think like that. People are so fucking selfish and self-involved and caught up in their fantasies that they don't even think about, like, okay, maybe I need to be more realistic about this. Maybe I need to understand they're acting. It is a television show. They are acting. If they weren't acting, it would be considered a documentary. And then maybe you could get mad if somebody has a girlfriend on the side. But this is acting. And in acting, people are supposed to make you believe that they're actually in love with each other, because that's what the script calls for. If you want to see a couple of people with absolutely no chemistry on screen pretending to be in a love relationship, watch Tosara. But if you want to see people acting and making you believe that the relationship is real, then you watch it together, but don't get it twisted and don't get it confused. Also, give the same rights to Boys Love actors that you would give to heterosexual actor couples. Like, if you watch, let's just say we're watching 50 Shades of Grey with Dakota Johnson and that other guy whose name I can't remember now. Nobody believes for a second those two people are in love off screen. But they did their job and they did their skinship for that movie series, as bad as it was.
Yeah, it was not good.
But nobody is out here saying, you need to break up with your real life partners because you belong together. No one's doing that. No one's doing that. So why is it in Boys Love, the minute you're a part of a successful team, all of a sudden you must be gay for each other? And as a fan of Farm Type, I'm really scared. I'm really scared because Mew from Farm Type has already had some issues when it came to his pairings. Mew Supasit from Farm Type was in a series called What the Duck, and he had a partner on that show who went by the name of Art. And if you thought that the scenes from Farm Type are steamy, you've got to watch What the Duck. There's the bottom of people's feet, y'all. That's all I can say. Mason knows what I'm talking about. Well, apparently Mew was kind of in his feelings and he broadcasted those feelings online. And Art was kind of in his feelings and broadcasted his feelings online to the point that he actually outed Mew. Now, that's a thing that's not really talked about a lot when it comes to Boys Love. But in Boys Love, as much as people ship couples, the producers of these shows, the channels that sponsor these shows, try to make it very clear these are straight people playing gay roles. And so to be tagged as a gay man doing Boys Love when you're a top or you're a masculine Boys Love actor could ruin your career. Your career could basically be over. So to say, yeah, he tried to kiss me when I did a sleepover at his house, you are putting this person's livelihood in danger. You're putting their health and safety at danger. You're putting their family's livelihood at danger. It's a big deal. Not saying that Mew was right by posting every little feeling he had about Art on the internet, but this could have ruined Mew. And what's sad about it is that it ended up not ruining Mew. It actually ended up ruining Art because now Art's not been casted in anything since. And both Art and Mew follow each other online. So, I mean, I'm not saying everything's all good, but they're at least to the point that they're like friendly. But yeah, like Art can't find a job. Meanwhile, Mew is now a part of this big Mew golf fandom, and he's got work and he's got ads and he's making money and all this stuff. But, again, the delusional shippers and the way people want to pry into personal relationships and making things more than what they were on camera ruins the fun. And that's the thing that all of these situations have in common. And Tui, Mew and Art, Bright and Win. The thing that all of these situations have in common is you're making more of what's off camera instead of keeping it on camera. And that's what we need to do. That's what we need to be very mindful of. Keep it on camera. There are actors who do very well in Boys Love that are either out or they're not in hiding about their sexuality. And I noticed that those people in particular tend to not be as obsessed about in their coupledom. For instance, Kuhart. Kuhart, I believe, is out. And I think he's posted previous boyfriends before. And people don't obsess over Kuhart and his partner from Until We Meet Again. Same thing with Fluke. Fluke, who was in Until We Meet Again. For the most part, he's been, not in hiding, but also not been upfront. He's kind of been like, if you know, you know. And people don't obsess about his pairing. The only person who might be out, and I say might because they've never said anything, but might be out that people obsess over their pairing is probably Gun. Gun at the Pan from Off Gun, that pairing. A lot of people are like super obsessive about Off and Gun, but like the ones that people like get the most in their feelings about, the people in Boys Love that like have some of the biggest stand-ums and like people just like really go to town about them are the ones where there's a hyper masculine man and then another man who is maybe not hyper masculine, but is not as overly feminine or small as what is stereotypical in a lot of Boys Love stories. So like, for instance, Dark Blue Kiss, Tay and New, both of them look very masculine. And so people obsess over their pairing. Look at Mew and Golf. Both of them have pretty masculine looks, even though they're styled very softly. They both come across as very masculine. People are obsessed with them. Look at Medowin and Bright from Together. Both of them are like dudes, but people are obsessed with them because it's two dude-ish dudes getting together. People weren't as obsessed with the coupling and Until We Meet Again because one part of the pairing was extremely feminine. So I don't know. I'm on my soapbox about this, but I hate the fact that the narrative right now is that it's because of the K-pop fans that Boys Love is being ruined and that Together is being ruined. I hate the fact that people don't want to acknowledge that this kind of over delusional activity has been going on forever. And I hate that people, again, and this happens with K-pop, it happens in Boys Love, it happens with everything, that people don't know their place and people won't let the entertainment stay entertainment and let the personal lives stay the personal, because it's really ruining a good time. Because we're having fun. I'm having fun. I don't know if you're having fun, but I'm having a ton of fun. And this is ruining my good time. The other thing I'm going to talk about it as briefly as possible. I'm not going to spend more than 5 minutes on it because I don't think that I should spend more than 5 minutes on it. And Why Are You, the series. So if you are watching Why Are You, the series, you know that there have been some issues. Why Are You is a series that's filming in real time. And as a person who has watched K-dramas for many, many years, I'm used to people airing in real time. Like I've watched shows where like literally the show stopped filming that morning and then the show aired that night. Like that's happened in K-dramas a lot. So there's nothing wrong with filming in real time. But as you're probably aware, if you're watching me right now, COVID-19 has kind of thrown a monkey wrench in the ability for large groups of people to be together at the same time in close quarters. And until Why Are You, the series, because they were filming in real time, there were only a few things that were pre-shot. Most everything else was on its way to being shot in real time. And because of that, there have been issues in terms of being able to have a show to air during certain weeks, being able to finish up storylines, to be able to show storylines. Like, so much has gotten screwed up with this show. So if you've watched episode 1 of Why Are You, you might be tempted not to watch this show. And honestly, honey, I don't blame you, because that first episode, the first 2 episodes were they were a mess. But you're introduced to a cadre of people. You're introduced to at least 5 to 6 couples in the first 2 episodes alone. In the last, I would say, 3 episodes, including the behind the scenes, we probably really only know 1 couple. We've seen shades of 2. And there's a couple more couples that we just haven't heard a fucking thing about since. And as somebody who, when you introduce someone to me by name and you give them a scene, I want to at least finish that off. I have been disappointed by Why Are You. I have found Why Are You very hard to watch, because don't get me wrong, I think that Saint and Z, their characters Fighter and Tudor, are lovely. I enjoy the skinship. I enjoy the chemistry. It's nice. But when you gave me this show, you told me that this show was going to be A, and now this show is B. Like, there's a whole storyline about we're living in a boys' love novel, and there's a whole thing with Zahn's sister, and like there's so much other stuff that's supposed to be going on right now that we have not heard hide nor hair of. And today or yesterday, I'm not sure when, the producers made the announcement that the show will be over soon. I think the show's got 2 more episodes, and that they may do some follow-up episodes on the other couples. But yeah, they're going to wrap up the Tudor Fighter storyline, and we're just not going to resolve the issues about whether or not we're in a boys' love series. We're not going to hear about Blue Do Blue, their couple. We're not going to hear about Japan, Thantai. Like, it's just going to be over. It's just going to be over. And I'm so disappointed. I feel like you wasted my fucking time. I just feel like, seriously, I feel like you wasted my fucking time. I feel resentful. I'm mad. I'm fucking mad. I'm fucking mad. And I'm fucking mad because Mason and I have discussed this. And we'll probably, when we get to where we're talking about the series Why Are You in our Boys Love show, we'll discuss this further. But he and I have discussed this. It would be one thing if this was a reality TV show that you have to film week by week by week, and you had no other alternative. Because then I could see why I have one storyline completed and I don't have the other ones completed, because maybe in real time, this storyline resolved itself. But when they were buying time to air on television, when they were casting actors, this show has been in production for over a year, by the way. Like, even though they're filming in real time, this show has been casted and spoken about for at least a year. Not even kidding. It's been a year. Why weren't all the scripts finished? Like, real talk. The story was being written. It had been talked about. Why weren't the scripts written? Is it that you didn't have the scripts ready? Is it that you thought that the public only liked Tudor and Fighter, so you thought you could film the rest of the couples later? Like, it's been an uneven story all along, but like every single episode, it got more and more uneven, even before COVID-19 was an issue. So for it to now be like, we're just not going to be able to do anything with those storylines, is it because you didn't film them because you wanted to focus on what was bringing in the most fans, or is it because those scripts weren't ready? Because more and more, as I watch the tone of the show change, I have to believe it's because the scripts were not actually ready. And that's the reason why COVID-19 caught them off guard. Something I say to my daughter all the time, she can tell you, I mean, she's tired of hearing me say it. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Why Are You was not ready. Straight up, they were not ready. And I've heard people say, because Rosario happened to mention in our Boys Love group chat, that I guess they weren't supposed to be on air so early, but I guess the channel that they wanted to air on said, you need to start your show now. And that's the reason why they did that. But like, again, in production for at minimum, at least a year. Scripts weren't ready. We have scripts. Even if we have a trouble filming scenes, we have scripts. Scripts weren't ready. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I say all that to say, like, Why Are You is really losing out. Like, I feel bad for Saifa. I feel bad for Zon. I feel bad for Japan. I feel bad for Thantai. I feel bad for Do. I feel bad for Blue. I feel bad for Zon's sister Zol. I feel bad for the parent actors. Like, I feel bad for all these other characters in this show that we're just going to get bupkis for. Like, they're just literally, it's just going to be nothing. Just nothing. Because this show really did have a great amount of potential. It had one of our favorite tropes of all time, fanfic turning to real life. That is our favorite trope. And yeah, it's been completely lost, obliterated because of a lack of preparation on the part of the production team. And you know, this is not me being a hater. This is not me having a vendetta against this show.
It's just
This
you
is
saying the truth.
This is me being a consumer. This is me being a consumer. Agreed. I hope they do get paid. So if you follow me on Twitter, I believe I did, but if I didn't, I'll go ahead and I'll do it now. I may have retweeted a tweet that I saw from the actor Song Wayne from the show History 3. So the actor Song Wayne from the show History 3 did an interview on Taiwanese television where he talked very candidly about the fact that even though he's acting and he's modeling and he's wearing the most expensive clothes and he's wearing the most expensive watches and his hair is done immaculately and his skin is glowing, he has sometimes only a few $100s in the bank because people don't pay. You could be in a huge boys love show and the production company pays you when they're ready to pay you. And part of the reason why your boys love shows have somebody very explicitly talking about, hey, are you hungry? I brought you a snack. I love these. The reason why that happens so much on your boys loves is because a lot of these productions, if they're not by GMM, they need MedDent, they need Choo Choo aloe drinks, they need all these people to fund them in order for them to, one, be able to pay for sets, makeup, costumes, all this other stuff, but to get them to be able to pay actors. And the way that they are able to justify to their actors them not paying them on time or not paying them at all is that they'll say, once the show is big, these other companies are going to come in and they're going to pay you to advertise their products. That's how they get away with that. That is how you have people do Love by Chance, which had pretty minimal advertising because they're like, the show's going to become so popular that you're going to have the cosmetics company, the skincare company, the doctor's office. They're all going to come together and they're going to sponsor you. And that's how you're going to make your funds. Well, a show like History 3, Make Our Days Count, it's a different ballgame completely. History 3, they didn't have a bunch of sponsored content. If you ever watch History, it's like watching like a legit movie. There's not a whole bunch of sponsorships and things like that. And so all the sponsorship money and advertising and modeling opportunities, that all came well after the show was done. Well, apparently the production company that does the History series was acquired by another company kind of late in the game and went out of business. And there's not going to be any more History. And Wayne will probably never see that money. It's probably not ever going to be on the table ever. And so he talked about how like it's so disheartening after doing a show and you've been contracted to model, but that money that you need to live right now until that modeling check comes in is not here and you don't have anything. And that's what's happening to these boys love actors. It's happening to the ones that are in Taiwan and it's happening to the ones in Thailand. Recently, GMM TV has had a hashtag talking about GMM TV is over, I guess, because they haven't been letting their actors act. They are casting the same sets of people multiple times because they're currently popular. Meanwhile, there's all these other people who have been side characters in shows that were told when the next show comes up, it's going to be your time to shine. And they're not getting invited to these shows. They're not being given these roles. So some of them appeared in a GMM show 2 years ago, and they're still signed to a GMM contract. So that means that they can't work for anybody else, but they're not getting paid and they're not getting seen. And it's killing their career. It's killing their acting career. So it just, the whole system is not great. It's not, but it's very extremely disappointing when you see how very corrupt it is. It's so much like K-pop, it's not even funny. It really is, except for like when it comes to acting, you're the eternal trainee. You're always the trainee. You're never actually debuted. But yeah, it's very disheartening the way that the money situation is working itself out. We'd love to see people get paid more. And, you know, we're lucky that the ones that hit get paid a lot, like Singto, Crest, New Gulf at this point. Of course, Bright Wind fairly soon. They're going to get a lot of money from sponsorships. But if you have a series like My Engineer, which is a great series currently airing, please check it out. You get a series like My Engineer with a bunch of new actors. And the way that their production company was making money was not through sponsorship during the show. They were making money by having people pay for episodes. Well, what happened was certain people would pay for an episode in advance, and then they'd post it on YouTube for free. So no one else would buy the episode. So the production company is not making any money. And so now they don't know if they're going to actually be able to afford to edit and air the rest of the series because they don't have any money-making options. And so now all these young actors in a really good series that deserves way more attention than it's getting, which in my opinion is probably a better series than Why Are You if you watch in terms of like couple attention and editing and all this other stuff, that series is in danger because they don't have the sponsorships and because their other avenue for making money is gone. And the actors in this show, who are probably not going to get the money that they're owed for doing the series, aren't even going to get the opportunity to do a bunch of endorsements because the show's not going to have visibility. Like, it's a really shitty situation all the way around. So, I mean, I love Boys Love. It's one of my favorite things that I've discovered in the last year. It renews something inside of me of like, oh, falling in love for the first time. That's what I do. I fall in love with different things, but it renews that kind of feeling. Ooh, I'm falling in love for the first time. I want to know everything about you. But because it's entertainment, it has a ton of dark sides. And it just really, really sucks that to love something the way that you love it, but know that the people involved with it are being so mishandled and mistreated, and they're having so many opportunities denied for them. It really sucks, man. It really, really sucks. And I'm not even going to get into all the shit that people have to say about how to get casted in Boys Love, because while some of it may be true, on the other hand, I feel like by saying it, it makes it seem like everyone has to do that. And I don't believe that that's the case. Like, there's a lot of Boys Love actors that come from wealthy families. They don't have to casting couch their way into a role because they're extremely well taken care of at home, and by the time they go to get casted in one of these shows, they're already primetime ready. But there are some other agencies that are not as great, and they have boys that don't have as good a circumstance, and apparently they are kind of manipulated into providing certain favors in order to be given the opportunity to be a part of the Boys Love industry. And that really sucks. That really, really sucks. But like I said, I'm not going to go into it because it's not everybody that this happens to, and we're not even sure who this has happened to. So I don't even want to try to guess as to, oh, this one slept their way in, or this one was forced to sleep their way in order to be able to get a role. But yeah, I think I ran the gamut of, the fact that the industry doesn't want obviously gay people, that they have a bias against feminine men, that people need to quit being so damn delusional, that people aren't getting paid what they're supposed to. Like, entertainment is a filthy business. It is filthy from its head to its toes. It is filthy in terms of morally. It is filthy in terms of ethically. It is filthy in terms of fucking the environment. The environment, like literally craft services, like it is a filthy fucking business. And because of it, a lot of good people have been screwed out of a really good life. But I'm still here and I'm still watching and I'm still doing it because again, I want to support the people who try hard and I want to support the people who this could be a stepping stone for them. You know, if I'm not watching the show because I don't want to support the industry, then I wouldn't have people like Singto who I can watch elevate themselves out of boys love. Like Singto had 2 shows that just wrapped up and they were straight romances. And boys love literally is his stepping stone. He did his boys love shit and now he's on to other things. And unlike Mean or Perth, he didn't have to make a big announcement about I'm not doing boys love anymore.
Ooh, call him out.
Just saying, like you don't have to say it. Like that's the thing. Like you don't have to say it. You don't have to say it. And the way that they say it is also like so fucking aggravating because it's like I'm not playing gay characters no more. What the fuck does that mean? Like, what does that mean?
Okay, y'all saw me playing gay in a show, but I ain't gay. Let's make that facts.
It's not even about I think you're gay. It's like, why do you have to tell me you're not playing gay roles anymore? You know, it's much like one actor said, gay is not the character. Gay is an aspect of the character. Just like straight is not the character. Straight is an aspect of the character. The character might be an engineering student, or might be an engineer, actually got out of school finally. It might be somebody who has a family, who has siblings, who's poor, who's rich, who lives foreign, or who is from the same town, has always been in the same town. There's so many other things for the character. So why in the fuck is it I'm not going to play gay characters anymore? Singto's never said that. And Singto's done a lot of boys love stuff. Singto did Friend Zone where he played a gay character. He did You Prince where he played a gay character. He was a gay character in Sodas. He was a gay character in Sodas S. And he was a gay character in He's Coming to Me. And he's never made the announcement, I'm not playing a gay character no more. Instead, he's like, I'm playing whatever the fuck they want to pay me for. Because that's my job as an actor. So, yeah, like, seriously. Again, yes, you can have one. Again, Tangentville. So often Tangentville. But I say all that to say, you know, I support Singto. And so supporting Boys Love gives me an opportunity to provide visibility to a set of actors and give them more opportunities further down the road and give them a chance to do other things. For Max Tull. Maxon from Together With Me and his partner Tullcorn from Together With Me, they are the couple. Max Tull. Both of them are doing straight stuff. Tullcorn is doing straight movies. Maxon is doing straight television shows. They're both doing straight things. You know, and neither one of them have ever said we're not doing gay anymore. Not only that, but every Pride Month, they get together and they're like, Happy Pride Month to our LGBT family. Like, they embrace that because they understand we don't stand your couple because you were gay. We stand your couple because you guys are great actors and you did a really good job and you had a lot of on-screen chemistry and you sold that to us. And so that was one acting challenge that you ultra succeeded with. And now they're on to other acting challenges, but they've never come out and been like, and we're not doing no more gay shit. They're just living their lives. They're doing their thing. Tull's got a girl. I don't know what Max is doing, but Tull's got a girlfriend. People have seen her before. Like, it's not even a secret. So at this point, like, yeah, don't be lame. Don't be lame. You know, as the words of our fine friend Heechul, who very recently discussed his own, you know, being tagged with gay, he said, for years, people accused me of being gay and I never spoke up about it. But the reason I didn't speak up about it is because I didn't want to be inconsiderate by protesting and saying I'm not gay because I have gay fans and I don't want to be disrespectful to them by making it seem like I'm upset that you're accusing me of being gay or that there's something wrong with being gay. And that's what it is. It's not about, I don't want to be missexualized or anything like that. It's just like, so what? You can accuse me of being gay, but would there be something wrong if I was? So if there would be nothing wrong if I was, why do I have to say to you that I'm not? If there's nothing wrong with being a gay person, then why do you have to make a difference between a gay role and a straight role? So that's the reason why I say, like, shut the fuck up. Just shut your fucking mouth. Shut your fucking mouth. Just shut your fucking mouth. Anywho,
Shut your mouth, baby.
to wrap it all up, please subscribe to Mason's channel. Oh, well, people need to be mad at Joe Quan for saying he's not gay. Okay.
To my SoundCloud.
This is the last thing I'm going to say. This is the last thing I'm going to say, and then I'm going to get done. People need to be mad at Joe Quan for saying he's not gay. Now, people have for years been saying Joe Quan is gay, just like they've been saying for years that Key is gay. The difference is Key does not acknowledge it one way or another. He's just like, whatever, fuck out of here. Joe Quan has insisted over and over and over and over again, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. Sis, we know. Sistren, we know. At this point, are you saying it just because you like to make people angry? Or are you saying it because you're scared? If you're saying it because you're scared, you don't need to be, girl. We already know. If you're saying it to make people angry, at this point, it's now upsetting because it's like you're trying to make them angry, but the people who know who you are and know what you're about are like, just be us. Quit living to make the trolls angry and just start being a part of our community. Because that's who you are and that's who we are. So, yeah, like, fucking Joe Quan, I love you. You're great. But, like, this whole I'm not gay, but I'm also following multiple drag queens and gay bars on Instagram. And you catch me out at these gay bars. And also, I am constantly, putting rainbow stuff all over the place. Like, come on
maybe
now.
If you don't want us to think you're gay, stop being so gay.
You need to explain what the hell you mean by that, because
I'm talking about Joe Quan, because, like, you're following these people. That's kind of gay, bro.
but so is ordering dessert after dinner. If you know what I'm talking about on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. But, like, okay, and it's not because Joe Quan wears heels. It's not because Joe Quan is feminine. It's because Joe Quan literally is a gay man. Like, just straight up. Joe Quan is a gay man. He dates guys. Like, Joe Quan is a gay man. But it's upsetting because it's like, at this point, if you're doing it for trolling's sake, it's played, it's old, get over it. Either tell them I'm not answering questions like that no more because y'all have been asking me that for way too long and I've already answered your question. Or you go ahead and you just don't answer it ever. But to continue to allow people to ask you the question and to continue to answer with a lie just for trolling purposes, get the fuck out of here.
Every time
you have a really shitty sense of humor. You really do. Like, if that's your sense of humor is shitty because you're hurting people. Because there's some people that aren't going to understand that you're joking. There's some people that are not going to understand that the reason why you say that all the time is because you're tired of the question. There are some people who are going to say he is self-hating. And if somebody who's that visible and who people might be willing to accept is that self-hating, then I definitely stay my ass in the closet. That's the problem that I have with the Joe Quan thing. We love him as an actor, as an artiste, as a dancer, as an entertainer. But in terms of, like, this whole continuing to deny it and then dancing to girl group dances like, oh, this is just for jokes and giggles. Well, we know you are fucking dead ass serious about that choreography.
Bro.
Get out of here.
Bro,
get out of here. Quit saying shit like that. Anyways, but yeah.
What's wrong with saying it?
Because you're saying it like, you're saying it like it's offensive or something, like, bro, you're gay. Like, yeah,
I'm
and
saying it as a fact.
But I'm just saying, and what? And you're Korean.
I never said
And you have great skin.
I never said
And you're a good singer.
was wrong with it.
Yeah, but you're saying it like a fucking douche, bro. And you need to quit saying that because it's making me mad.
I'm sorry. I'm not a douche, bro.
So anyway, I've been on here for far longer than I need to be. I actually have some work I need to accomplish before the day is over. But thank you for being on here, and thank you for discussing with me. Like I said, thank you, Kit Kat, for being here. I haven't seen you in forever. Thank you for indulging in my Boys Love chat, because like I said, I know that this is not a lot of people's ministry. A lot of you aren't here for that, which is why you've got to go to MBK Pop 1997 and subscribe to his channel, where we will be doing much more Boys Love conversations. But yeah, thank you for listening as I rant, because a lot of people aren't talking about this shit, and I just want to have the conversation. That's all I want. I know that nothing I'm saying is going to change things, but I want and desperately feel like I need to have the conversation. So thank you for having the conversation with me. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Oh, wait. Before I go, can you grab my little thing? Grab my thing. Grab my thing. Before I go, I did not win a costume contest at work today. We had a costume contest for our Zoom meetings, and I
should have won.
I made a costume, and I didn't even place. Like, I didn't even place in first or second at all.
Because they're biased.
Because I don't think they realized that this was my costume. So I'm going to show my costume to you, because my costume is super cute. I made it myself. And even though I'm not an artist like Mason, I think you guys would agree I should have at least placed. So you ready? I'm a rabbit. But yeah, I totally didn't place. And look at me. I'm the cutest rabbit ever. Look at my purple bow, and it says Happy Easter. I'm a rabbit. But yeah, they totally didn't get it.
But yet they thought the woman with the hat was wearing a costume.
Yeah, the people with the flower hats won. Fuck out of here. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bye.